Hello, today we're going to go over how to remove the front bumper of a 2011 Dodge Charger RT all-wheel drive. It should be the same for all 11 through 14s. Don't know if there's any differences in how they're attached between the years, but we're going to pull this off and we're going to place the fog lights. We're going to need some tools to do this. We're going to need a 10mm, a 7mm. Need something to pry out of the little plastic tabs. Something to keep all the little bits and pieces together. I'm using a little small 1/4" impact driver to get everything out, make it quick. You obviously don't need that, you can just do it with hand tools. And then we're going to replace the fog lights also. I was going to put LED bulbs in, pulled these off before and found out that one of them was broken. And it looks bad to replace one and not the other, so we're replacing both of them. They have a Torx, so once I figure out what size those are, we'll go over that. You also need a Wookiee to help you point out parts and take things off. One thing that you also need is something soft and non-marring in front of your car, because when you take the bumper off, you're going to need some place to put it. I wouldn't recommend putting it directly in concrete, so I have here just an old sheet and a gymnastics mat. To start, you need to pull off these two covers here. They simply lift off. They have little clips in them. And then do the same on the other side. Yep. Next up, you have to remove these 4 clips. One there, 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 and there. So you can use a specialty tool, you can use this little part tool, you can use screwdrivers, whatever you want. Just be careful with these. When they release and they go flying all over the place and you can lose them pretty easy. So just going to do that for all 4. Alright, I've got all 4 of those out. Next step, go over to the wheel well, and in here, it's hard to see with the lighting, we've got one here, got one down here, and another one right inside of that. And then behind that, there's a 10mm bolt that we'll have to pull out. Alright, after you pull out the little plastic things, you're going to have to pull away this liner to get access to that 10mm bolt right there. You got to pop that out. Alright, bolts out. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Alright, next, there's these little 7mm bolts on the bottom of the car. My car has 5 of them. There's one spot that's open. It doesn't look like it's ever had one there. Whether it came with 5 or it had 6 and then somebody forgot to put one in a long time ago, don't know. But take those 5 off. If yours has 6, take the 6 off. Alright, last step is to peel the bumper cover away from the car. I found it easy to use some trim removal tools to kind of pry it out. They're not necessary. They just made it a little easier to get some leverage in there to pry it out. So do that on both sides and then the cover will come off. Once that pops free, it'll look like that. I'll go to the other side and do the other one.
Daddy, body up ammo.
Charlie. Alright, once the front bumper's off, just be careful when you're pulling them off that you pull your fog light disconnect off before you let it hit the ground. Otherwise you can pull a lot of tension. Nice little surprise over here. At some point in time, somebody broke the connector. Instead of replacing it, they just sealed and permanently fixed it to that light. So we're going to have to cut that and put a new connector on. And it looks like these are just standard Phillips. They're not Torx to replace the fog lights. So that's good. This is the old fog light. You can see the little tabs here are broken as opposed to this side, so it wasn't holding the light in firmly. So that's why I ended up replacing it. Here's a better look at the job that was done sealing, permanently affixing those fog light wires. In case you're curious, the part number for a new fog light, right there. When you put it back together, there are 2 little plastic tabs. We'll make sure you get those in. And then it's just reverse process from the start. Just getting all your tabs in and then kind of doing some work, just getting it to fit in properly. And with that, we got 2 new LED fog lights. Everything's buttoned back up. put back together. Bumper lines up nicely. Good to go.